Winter only intensified in 1923 Season 2, Episode 2, and the cold brought both tragedies and fresh opportunities, but it remained unclear whether Elizabeth Dutton is killed from the wolf attack. Winter is coming in on the Dutton household in 1923 Season 2. Kara had already killed a mountain lion, Elizabeth was bitten by a wolf, and Jacob, Harrison Ford, and his cowboys were lost in a blizzard. The cold continues to threaten the whole ensemble of 1923, and some aspects from the most recent episode may have been overlooked in the hubbub. While the Duttons in Montana braved the conditions, the rest of the cast had their hands full. Tiana Rainwater, Amina Neves, and her companions had to hustle to see whether they could stay on Charles Goodnight's ranch. Spencer Dutton, Brandon Sklenner, became involved with the mafia, and Alexandra, Julia Schlepfer, endured a perilous boat voyage. A lot happened, but the most pressing question following 1923 Season 2, Episode 2 is whether Elizabeth killed in the terrifying wolf attack on the Dutton Lodge. All of these changes deserve to be explained, as well as the implications for the rest of the Yellowstone spin-off show. While waiting out the blizzard in the speakeasy, Banner Kraton, Jerome Flynn, warned Clyde, Brian Conowall, that he was terrified of Donald Whitfield, Timothy Dalton. Kraton and Whitfield had been working together to eliminate the Duttons and capture the Yellowstone since the conclusion of 1923 Season 1, so Kraton's fear of his business partner had significant ramifications. Kraton may conclude that it is safer and better to support the Duttons against Whitfield, and he may become an unlikely ally in 1923 Season 2. He has his issues with Jacob, but Kraton appears to view Whitfield as a greater threat. Another reason Kraton may turn against Whitfield is his wife, Ellie, Sarah Randall Hunt. Ellie has already informed Banner that lying with dogs only results in fleas, and now that he has seen how easily Whitfield sees through people, he may heed her caution. Kraton also doesn't have the same issues with Spencer Dutton as he has with Jacob, thus he might be more inclined to cooperate with the younger Dutton. Father Renault, Sebastian Roche, and Marshall Kent, Jamie McShane, are looking for Tiana Rainwater and have gotten into some trouble in Oklahoma. Renault and Kent were ambushed by a gang of Comanche children while in their camp, and while they repulsed the attack, tensions appear to be building between them. Kent and Renault had a disagreement about race and how to assimilate Native Americans into the white population, and Kent demonstrated that he is far crueler and more bigoted than Renault, who is no saint either. After Kent executed one of the Comanche youngsters, Renault clearly had qualms about his traveling companion. Renault, as racist and brutal as he is nonetheless religious, and he may feel Kent is too cruel to continue riding with. Renault may possibly have a redemption tale in 1923 Season 2, where he turns against Kent in favor of assisting Tiana. At the very least, Kent may have to go for Tiana on his own, giving her a much higher chance of escaping alive. Alexandra also provided a minor update near the end of 1923 Season 2, Episode 2. After leaving on a ship destined for America at the end of 1923 Season 2, Episode 1, Alex encountered significant turbulence on an angry sea. She was thrown around the cabin as water rushed in through the hull, making for a terrible start to her adventure. Alex's trek to America is unlikely to improve once she steps off the boat, and she may face even more hardship before reaching Montana. Spencer's Italian friend, Luca, Andy Dispenza, brought him to his brother in Galveston, Texas, but there were more problems in store. Though Maceo welcomed Spencer and tried to reward him for saving Luca, Spencer tried to leave Galveston as soon as possible. Maceo took offense to this and forced Spencer to bootleg some of his illegal whiskey to Fort Worth, Texas. Maceo also gave Spencer some money to bribe police and a handgun to kill anyone who got in his way. The most surprising moment of 1923 Season 2, Episode 2 occurred in the show's last minutes. Elizabeth, Michelle Randolph, was bitten by a wolf earlier in the episode, and the doctor and nurse treated her for rabies. In the middle of the night, Kara heard a bump and a cry in the living room, only to discover that the wolf had returned, broken through the lodge's doors, and mauled the nurse to death, not Elizabeth. The nurse offered to sleep on the couch, but Elizabeth stormed off to her chamber upstairs. Therefore, she is still alive in 1923 Season 2. Notably, during the wolf assault, Elsa Dutton's Isabel May narration described winter as hell. The wolf ties directly into that metaphor. The wolf is a symbol of winter, and the fact that it killed the nurse within the lodge shows that no one is immune to the dangers of the cold. It's worth noting that the wolf only appeared after Kara killed the mountain lion in 1923. Donald Whitfield might be viewed as the wolf, which could indicate that he will spill some blood soon. Only time will tell how many people perish in the second season of 1923. Thank you